YouTube, Twitch, what's good? How y'all doing today? I'm doing good. That's good if you're doing good. If you're doing bad, keep praying. You will do good one day. Look, we are going to be grading the draft, the NBA draft 2025. The draft was just Wednesday, and I'm a Pistons fan. We are going to be grading his page. His page is great. We are going to be regrading, having our own opinion. And with that, without further ado, let's add this to the stage. Let's get this video cracking. All right.
Find helpful young talent that can improve their outlook for the future.
DJ!
While that's the goal, not every team actually accomplishes that, and some teams definitely come away better than others. That brings us to today's video, where we'll be going through all 30 NBA teams, and we'll be
Follow my
grading
Instagram
how they
if y'all see it
performed
down
in the
here
draft
below.
this year based on the players that they selected,
watching,
their needs as a
appreciate you.
team, and
Love you.
any other decisions that they made with the picks that were under their control. Before we start though, it turns out a good amount of you watching right now aren't even subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy the content, consider hitting the subscribe button, as not only does it help out a ton, but I'd also very much appreciate it. Now with that being said, let's begin. Starting in the Eastern Conference, going in alphabetical order, we'll begin with the Atlanta Hawks, and their draft grade this year is an A.
Don't know.
The Hawks started this week with a pick in the lottery and one more later in the first round, and the team ended up including both of those picks in trades. From my point of view, they won both of those trades by a landslide. A few days ago, they included the 22nd overall pick in a trade that landed them Kristaps Porzingis, and even with Porzingis'
They got Tingus
being a risk, he is worth giving up a few role players and a late first rounder for every single time. Then on draft night, they traded down with the New Orleans Pelicans from pick 13 to pick 23, and by doing so, they added either New Orleans or Milwaukee's first round pick next year, whichever one is better, with both of those teams looking ready to blow things up this summer. So that could end up being a top 10 pick in next year's draft, which is incredible value. They also managed to draft Asa Newell at 23, which is a player that has lottery level talent anyway, as a forward that provides elite defensive potential, so everything they did impressed me to earn that A grade. Next is the Boston Celtics, and their draft grade is a B-. The Celtics had the 28th pick in the first round and came away with Hugo Gonzalez, who's an okay piece for them, coming in that I published a few days ago, so if you want more, go watch that one after you watch this. But basically, I just cannot believe how poorly the Nets did in the draft this year. They entered the night with an NBA record of 5 first-round selections to make, and they came away with 3 point guards that all can't shoot, a slow-footed center, and an athletic lockdown defender on the wing in Drake Powell, who also isn't much of a shooter though. 3-point shooting and overall floor spacing is more critical to a successful NBA team than it ever has been now, and the Nets just went 0 for 5 on drafting capable shooters, so even though they all do have talent that could be developed into something solid in their own right, I absolutely hate the combination of all of them.
It might not sound dumb, but the Brooklyn Nets, y'all got like a C+, only because y'all drafted Danny Wolf. Get that man coordinated on the feet. Fast on the feet, get him in the ladder drill. Get him on the ladder drill, man. Danny Wolf is a 7-foot center that can ISO and score the ball. You got to be crazy if you think he can't play. Let's get back to it.
Together and believe they could have gone so many different directions with some of these picks. Next is the Charlotte Hornets, and their draft grade this year is a B+. The Hornets had
Look, the Hornets draft grade. I'm gonna give the Hornets a smooth B+, like you said.
2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks, and with them, they addressed a glaring need on their roster, which is shooting, because they were the 3rd worst 3-point shooting team this year. With the fourth pick, they had a big selection to make, and they ultimately chose to pass on the circus that has become the Ace Bailey experience in favor of Con Knippel, who, on top of being arguably the best shooter in the class, also comes in with elite basketball IQ, impressive secondary playmaking talent, and rock solid footwork and body control in the paint. Then, with their second first rounder at number 29, they drafted Liam McNeely, who was seen as lottery caliber talent for a lot of the college season. And even though he slumped a bit shooting the ball at UConn, I have confidence that he can refine that shooting touch because he's been a knockdown shooter for pretty much his entire life. Next up is the Chicago Bulls, and their draft grade this year is a B. The Bulls selected Noah Asenge, 12.
Bulls draft grade. I don't know him. I don't know these players. Got to keep it a buck. Draft grade. C. I don't know these players, so how can they be,
Both overall in the lottery this year, and it's a selection that may not be the flashiest, but it definitely makes a ton of sense. The Bulls were more than likely always going to be looking for the best front court talent available here, and Noah has a good chance to prove that he was just that. Playing in Germany this season, he had a strong last few months helping his team make it all the way to the Bundesliga finals, and his fluid athleticism, budding jumper, and finishing ability, plus his physical tools, giving reason to believe in his development as a defender, make this a rock-solid selection, even if he may not have true star upside. Next is the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the grade for their draft is a C+. The Cavaliers only had 2 second-round picks to use this year, so no notable splashes on any of the top talent went to Cleveland.
Cavaliers are great. You guys get a fucking C+. You don't know these guys. You get a C.
But I do like them taking a flyer on Tyrese Proctor in the second round, just in case Ty Jerome leaves in free agency. Next is the Detroit Pistons, and the grade for their draft this year.
Man, see, and this is what I be talking about, bro. The Detroit Pistons have a B- draft grade this year, man. Add the other players that nigga, you not having black, but bro, they got motherfucking a center, another 6'7" guy, 2 guards, lockdown defender, 5'9", real nitty gritty, sharpshooter, point guard, 6 foot, split cat, come up off the bench, split cat, Malik Beasley. Come on, man. All this C+ stuff, man. Y'all always blackball Detroit, man. Just be honest, man. Just be honest. B+.
Pistons only had 1 second-round pick to use this year, so again, there wasn't really any room for them to swing big without a trade that never came. Next is the Indiana Pacers, and the grade for their draft this year is a C. The Pacers, like the Cavaliers, didn't have a first-rounder to use, but they had 2 second-round picks to pick with, and made some reasonable but not flashy or notable swings. Next up is the Miami Heat, and the grade for their draft this year is an A-. The Heat held
the Pacers, C-.
20th overall pick in the draft this year, and with it, they landed a player in Kasparis Jakučionis that not only has real lottery caliber talent, making him a bit of a steal here, but he also fits into arguably the team's biggest need. The Heat are painfully lacking in playmaking at the point guard position, and after a failed Terry Rozier experience, they were once again on the hunt for help in that department. Jakučionis has his own set of flaws for sure, don't get me wrong, hence why he fell out of the lottery to 20th overall, but his strengths stem from the fact that he is a big-bodied point guard who capably runs the offense and sees the floor well, is tactical in the pick and roll, has impressive passing talent, doesn't need to score the ball to impact a game. He will need to improve as a scorer, though, both at the rim and from the perimeter, to reach the upside that he flashed early in the college season, but at his best, he could still be a top point guard in the class, filling a big role for Miami. Next is the Milwaukee Bucks, and the grade for their draft is a C-. The Bucks had 1 single second-round pick to use this year, so they joined the group of teams incapable of taking a meaningful swing, thus affecting the grade. Next is the New York Knicks, and their draft grade
C.
this year is a C-.
I agree.
The Knicks join a pretty
I
big
agree
list
with
of teams that
everybody.
didn't have a
I
first
mean, all
rounder this
these
year,
other
picking with
teams,
just
other than
one
the
single
Pistons,
second round
and the
selection,
teams before
and
that,
they
bro,
used it on an overseas swing
pretty
that may
valid
or may not
grades.
pan out to anything at all. Next is the Orlando Magic, and their draft grade this year is a B+. The Magic had the 20
Jace Richardson, it's a fire pick because they like the young guys, so they gonna build them up. You know, it's pretty nice. The
5th
other
pick
guy,
and
don't
2
know
second
him.
rounders to go
He's a
along with it.
nobody.
And with that first round pick, they brought in Jace Richardson, which I view as tremendous value near the end of the first round after being mocked as borderline lottery talent. Richardson may be a bit undersized, standing at just 6 foot flat without shoes on, and he's not a natural point guard, but what he is an outstanding shooter of the ball, a capable slasher, and someone with a strong handle to get to his spots, so for a Magic team in desperate need of more shooting, he fits that bill. Next is the Philadelphia 76ers, and the grade for their draft this year
A+. V's, Ego, Jonah Broom, fire picks, A+.
is an A-. The draft really started at pick number 3 after the first 2 picks were pretty locked in well in advance, and the Sixers, I think, made the right call passing on the Ace Bailey circus for the hardworking VJ Edgecombe, who will come in and willingly embrace the role that he's going to be playing from day one. Edgecombe may be the most explosive athlete in the class. He has fantastic measurables for a guard, he's an elite defender, and he works as hard as anybody. His tape playing with the Bahamas national team also shows that he has the potential to be a lethal scorer as a slasher too, and with him willingly doing the little things and making the hustle plays that winning teams need at such a young age, he fits right in with the Sixers' timeline regardless. Next is the Washington Wizards, and the grade for their draft this year is a B-. The Wizards used the 6th pick in the draft to take Trey Johnson, who, as a lethal shot creator and perimeter shooter, can be the go-to scorer that they've been looking for, and I do like that pick quite a bit, but they also had the 21st pick in the first round and used it on Will Riley, which I am much less enthusiastic about. Riley is a 6'8" wing player that doesn't really fit the 3 or the D mold, let alone being able to be a 3 and D guy. He's at his best attacking the basket off the dribble, scoring around the rim, but he was just a 32% shooter from deep at Illinois, and he was pretty poor on the defensive end as well. So in the NBA, where he likely won't be a prominent go-to scorer anymore, I'm worried about his ability to make the transition to this level. Now over to the Western Conference teams. Next up is
A+.
the Dallas Mavericks, and
Cooper
their
Flag.
draft grade is an A.
Generational
The
talent.
Mavericks had one selection this year, and it just so happened to be the selection. They landed the number 1 pick in the draft and made the most obvious pick of all time, bringing in Cooper Flag. And now they can pair him with Anthony Davis in the front court to get themselves right back into the playoff mix in the West, while also having a pillar to build around long term. Next up is the Denver Nuggets, and the grade for their draft is an F. I don't really know what else to give them here because they didn't make a single selection in the entire draft. So for a team that is lacking in ways to improve the roster due to their salary cap already being maxed out, it's pretty bad that they also failed to find a way to select a single young guy that could potentially develop on a low-cost controlled rookie contract. Next is the Golden State Warriors, and their draft grade this year is a C. The Warriors joined the group of teams whose only picks came in the second round of the draft, so their grade reflects it. Next is the Houston Rockets, and their draft grade is an A.
YouTube. Without further ado, that was the draft. Half of the draft video. Link of this video will be in the bio if you want to watch it. Look, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscription. More videos will be posted. Let me know something in the comments, man. Come fuck with me. Check me out on Twitch, the Cuddy Man. And yeah, without further ado, we out. Till next time. Peace.
Cuban link weigh 4 pounds, gave me scoliosis. Bitch that hit the trick for 80,000 with the hocus pocus.